There's one thing you can do to avoid having your bike stolen. Don't live in London. Unfortunately, having your bike stolen is a risk you'll have no matter what country you live in. Now you might be thinking, hey, you live in Japan, that's that country with no crime, isn't it? Well, contrary to the goofy smiles on the face of just about every YouTuber who comes here, Japan is pretty much the same as every other country. Today we're going to look at motorcycle crime in Japan and also check out a disc lock from a Japanese company that might encourage thieves to give up on your bike and look for an easier target. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police kindly puts all the crime data on their website, so let's download the bike theft data and take a look at some numbers. In 2023, nearly 200 cars were stolen. In contrast, nearly 1,200 motorcycles were stolen during the same period. If we were to make those numbers a proportion of registered vehicles, it would show that bikes have a theft rate 27 times that of cars. Japan does have a fairly effective police system due to the fact it's made up of a web of small police stations rather than a few large ones. As you can see here in this Google map, you are never far away from a policeman. But unfortunately, the arrest rate for motorcycle thieves is typically below 20%. Motorcycle theft is so prevalent in Japan that they started a system called the Good Rider system, where your chassis number is registered with the police and you put a sticker on your bike. This will supposedly discourage thieves, but even if it doesn't, it makes it easier for the police to find you if your bike is recovered. You might think Japanese bike thieves look something like this, but you'd probably be wrong. The Yakuza are more interested in high-level crimes such as illegal casinos, protection rackets, and crimes against underwear fashion. The majority of thefts in Japan are by young joyriders. They'll just look out for easy targets like bikes that aren't secured very well, or maybe they've got the keys left in them, and they'll grab the bike and just ride around for a while before dumping it in a park or, if you're unlucky, a river. There are professional thieves as well, of course, and they will target a valuable bike and carefully make plans. They can overcome just about any anti-theft device, but just like the joyriders, they'll look for the softest target. The unlucky owner of this classic 1970 CB750 used a wire lock that the thieves easily cut through. These classic bikes, like Honda's CB range and Kawasaki's Z series, are popular targets because they often don't have steering locks and almost never have an ignition immobilizer, which is found on most modern bikes. Parts from these bikes have a high resale value, and this bike itself was probably worth between $20,000 and $30,000 US. These guys obviously knew what they were after. They may have followed the owner home to find out where the bike was stored so they could come in the middle of the night with the necessary tools and quickly and quietly extract the bike. Even this adorable little Honda Zuma, which is better known in other countries as the Ruckus, is a hot target for thieves these days. Because for some reason, Honda decided to stop selling them in Japan, even though they're a popular bike. Here's one being stolen from in front of an apartment building. They bypassed the steering lock by just lifting the front wheel before loading it into a van. Let's have another look at the data from the Tokyo Police Department. As you can see from this pie chart, the vast majority of cases involve bikes that had no anti-theft device at all. Which is why I use a highly visible and highly audible disc lock with a built-in alarm, because thieves don't really like things that are going to take time, and Japanese thieves really don't like things that make noise. Well, except for those bikes maybe. But anyway, hopefully they'll see this lock and think your bike is a bit too much of a hassle to steal, and they'll move on to an easier target. This one, in particular, is made by a Japanese company called Komine. Komine has a reputation for providing great accessories at very reasonable prices. Their disc lock detects vibration and movement which sets off an alarm. It's available on Amazon for about $30 US, and it comes with a handy reminder wire so you don't forget to remove it. Both the lock and the wire are a nice bright colour, so thieves will notice that stealing your bike will be a bit of a hassle. It's quick and easy to use. Once you press the lock button, it's set, and a quick alarm will sound to confirm it's locked. You then attach one end of the reminder wire somewhere visible, like the handlebars or the brake lever. The reminder wire is important because forgetting to remove the disc lock before riding could mean disaster, as it locks the tyre, potentially causing damage to your ABS or the brake caliper. When vibrations are first detected, a warning sound goes off 3 times. If the disc lock detects more movement, the alarm will ring for 10 seconds, and then, for every new vibration, it rings for another 10 seconds until the lock is removed with the key. The 110 decibel alarm should be loud enough to deter anyone. You might be wondering about the batteries, and it takes 6 LR44 alkaline button batteries. According to other reviews, they last for years, but replacing them is a fairly simple process. Well, that's it for motorcycle theft in Japan. As I said before, if you've got a bike the pros want, they're probably going to get it. The best you can do is avoid making your bike a target by covering it, hopefully with a cover that doesn't have Ducati written on it, and using a lock like this one, or even better, a combination of locks like a disc lock and a handbrake lock. Both of those are pretty light and easy to carry around and should discourage the joyriders. Anyway, till next time, ride and park safely. Thanks for watching.